Hey folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. We haven't done one of these in a while. This will be a live what's in the bag. It's actually a what's in the envelope. Today is Sunday morning. There's been a lot of stuff on the old TV lately. I did go to an NXT show, live show, on Friday night, which I do have some pics on my various social media and YouTube. One pro wrestling fan. But here's our main event. Yeah, if you happen to be watching this live, you can comment. If not, you can comment anyway, and I'll retroactively address it. Thanks for tuning in. So this is I kind of know what's going to be in here because this was a recent order. I want to be very delicate with my opening. We see that the individual did a nice job of packing, kind of like their so that's not exactly duct tape. That's like I don't know if that's electrical tape but they did a nice job. And I've been getting into cards again. Really have not been into cards most of my life since childhood, but I've kind of had a resurgence of card interest. If you're watching this, you can let me know if the audio is okay or not. So this is kind of getting delicate because I don't want to cut the actual item, obviously, but I do need to get to the item. So this is where some of that expert packing, you have to be an expert unpacker as well. It's a two-man show here. Did watch some of that. Watched the UFC last night, but apparently the big thing was this bare knuckle fighting championship. Luke Rockhold and this gentleman named Mike Perry. Really good semifinal match. Chad Mendez and Eddie Alvarez, I think. I'm not sure his first name is Eddie. But... Okay, here we go, folks. So what we see here, and I wish I had my sleeves. I would put the cards in the sleeves in live time for you. But we have a Paul Heyman card, and this is going to take us down a path of memory lane. Oh boy. And I know you like to see the unpacking, like every little step of it, but at the same time, I've kind of worn my finger to the bone a little bit by opening these packets and everything. My finger actually has been damaged because I was doing this a lot last night. I can't even open this damn thing. I need some type of better, here we go, some type of better fingernail. So who do we have? We have good old-fashioned Paul Heyman, or Paulie Dangerously, as he was known at the time. These cards are in great shape. Credit to the gentleman who sold them to me. This is a nice action shot. So I believe these came out in 1992. No, 1991. Okay. 1991 WCW. Arguably the most gifted athlete in the sport, combining brute force with cat-like quickness. Not so sure about that. It's a very Luger-centric offering. Luger was a very good U.S. champion, which was kind of the secondary champion. I kind of liked his feud with this gentleman, which took place in late 1991. I do think the non-Flair era of WCW is underrated a bit. Ron Simmons, who some of you know, I was there when he won the world title from Vader in August of 1992. But before that, he had a big feud with Lex Luger. Missy Hyatt was really glamorous. Wow, they gave like her whole life story here. Really a blonde bombshell. Here's a really good guy, Sting. The Stinger, good wrestler. Sting, of course, still wrestling unbelievably. Looks like another Lex Luger photo. Really Lex-centric today. Luger. I'd say Lex Luger cards are kind of like the Corporal Kirshner LJN figures of trading cards. This is a great tag team. The other night on Friday, I got to see their Rick Steiner's son, Braun Breaker, at the NXT show. That was quite a treat. I guess he's turned heel now. Rest in peace to this gentleman. That's one thing about getting these cards that's kind of sad, is like some of these guys are no longer living. They're deceased, and I know that Tom Zenk is, so sad to hear that. And he's passed away quite some time ago. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, or Jimmy Jam Garvin. I always liked the Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, world class. This is interesting. It looks like Arn Anderson and Ric Flair double teaming Scott Steiner, or Arn coming in for the save. Hopefully the audio is fine. I've been experiencing some audio difficulties recently with Arn, Rick, and I guess they're beating up Butch Reed of Doom, perhaps. And it looks like maybe Simmons. Hard to tell, but the back is a little bit bulkier, probably Simmons, in that late 1990 feud. So you kind of have like a mix of the Ric Flair era. Like this is like the last days of Ric Flair, basically. That's Flair and Sting. That's from 1990. So it looks like most of these cards were made in 90 and then released in 91. So this is like the Sting Flair Great American Bash 90 era. This is more like Starrcade 90. Flair with the short hair after he cut it from Black Scorpion. Wyndham's in there with the short hair for that Halloween Havoc hoax. Okay, this is interesting. Celebration. This is after Flair, I guess, beat Flair at the 1990 Great American Bash in Baltimore. I did not attend that one. I attended the previous two, 88 and 89. Okay, folks. Well, you've been very quiet on the comments. I would respond to your comments, but you haven't bothered to type anything, so that's on you. I can't do it all here, okay? But we're having fun. You might be saying, well, gee whiz, Mike, is there anything else you can open for us? I'm tempted. I don't quite know if you deserve it, but if you go to One Pro Wrestling and Sports Fan over there on YouTube, the former Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Also, I've got a couple of new channels. One, Man in the Camera Films, for my own filmmaking, and the other one, of course, is One Mike Messier for my Mike's Instant Movie Reviews and Life Rants. So that's it. Have a great Sunday, and keep on rocking in the free world.